Hey guys, welcome to our channel. So, um, we've been decoding the Who Pinball Wizard. All right. Um, and I've been trying to think about how exactly I should present this video. There's a couple of things going on here now. I do realize that there's spikes in views, and there's a few people that are actually following along that I'm fairly certain are following along. And for those people, you're going to know what I'm talking about coming up. Um, and for everybody else, let me just say that not everything that me and my fiance and I see in our searches makes the videos. Um, some of it doesn't seem relevant to my search or our search at a given time, and it's I guess I'm we are the ones interpreting the relevance. I mean, first of all, it has to include our search, right? It has to include our search letters or numbers, right? And if it doesn't, then it's not relevant, even if it's there. Right? It's got to include what we put in. It's got to include the data we put in. So even some of the stuff that doesn't necessarily make the videos. Now, um, I try to put links to stuff people can read and then when that's that we find relevant, that seems relevant, so people aren't wasting their time reading about dress designers and stuff like that, or you know dress sales sites. That's one of the things that popped up that we kind of like. Oh well, dress sales, got it. You know. Um, and stuff like that doesn't necessarily make the videos. Now, why am I mentioning this? Well, it actually leads to another point that and we that I circle things and we look at things as we go through, um, but we can't have our hearts set on any particular thing because if the evidence starts to point somewhere else, then you got to look somewhere else, right? As far as looking for the pattern within the pattern, um, of these trying to find quantum network users. All right. Now that happened in this search. Now, does that mean that um, what I see here is absolutely correct? No, we don't know. We're going to find out though, and then we're going to get into this now. But I wanted to point that out. Not everything makes the videos. We try to now on the numbers. I will provide my searches because the numbers run through pages of relevant stuff, and I can't possibly provide every link. And so that's kind of on if you guys, and I hope you guys are, by the way, researching yourself. We're doing a lot of the research, but yeah, I mean, research it, look yourselves too. I mean, uh, see what's going on for yourself. Don't take my word for it. Don't take our word for it. I mean, we're not deceiving anybody, but I guess what I'm saying is, think for yourself. I mean, I'm not going to tell you not to trust us. You can totally trust um, that our information is valid, and we will always provide links. But if called for, but really, we're hoping that those following along, and even those who are not necessarily following along, are looking some of this stuff up yourselves. And you guys might find stuff that we miss. Something might be relevant to somebody that would seem highly irrelevant to us, especially in the numbers. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to get into this now. We got playing change to plays in the Who Pinball Wizard. He plays change to plays, and he ain't change to ain't. So if you cross off your like letters, and I really like the idea of a chalkboard or a whiteboard, but if you cross off PLAY and PLAY because they're alike, you have ING and S, and we brought that down. He fell off twice. We brought he down twice. Okay. Now, ing ended up being random. Now, we're at random, guys. We're doing random hits. This is just random, no category. So, ing ended up being Lungo on CoinMarketCap. All right, they're on the stock market. Interesting. Random hit stock market did not come up in our finance search. All right, fair enough. That's interesting, and keep that in mind. Moving on, SH. That's where I'm at, right? Yeah, SH ended up being a kind of an interesting thing. I thought Megadome 2 IP megapixel cameras, and that's kind of a technology thing. AV2255PMTIR-SH. Apparently that's your model or your product number or something. But there it is, and it's a technology, right? So you got, and then you got, still coming forward, you've got EHE, which ends up being Environmental Health and Engineering Incorporated. Oh, Environmental Health and Engineering. Environmental engineering. That's interesting stuff. And it's right there. And that would deal a lot of technology, right? So you got a lot of tech coming up random. You got some, you got a stock coming up random. EH ends up being EH Incorporated, and they deal in food products. Oh, all right. EHS ends up being Environmental Health and Safety, and I got a link for Kansas University. All right. Now this is where I wanted you guys to the word of G, and oh, by the way, that was starting at EH. We were coming backwards, guys. EHE, Environmental Health and Engineering, got you through going forwards. I kind of got, and starting at EH Incorporated, we were coming back. EHS, the KU University, were coming back, and GNI were coming back. Now, this is why I wanted to mention in the beginning of the video that everything doesn't always make the videos, and now I sort of wish it did. Because GNI, gross national income, that came up throughout several searches. It came up in technology, it came up in random. Now, as I recall it, it came up in medical and maybe in chemical too. I just kept getting gross national income, but I'm looking at it and going, well, that has nothing to do with the search we're doing. That doesn't have anything to do with technology. It doesn't have anything to do with medical. Gross national income, that's a finance thing, but it ended up in all the searches. Well, it ended up here too. Okay. Well, now I'd like to go back because we had some potential quantum computer users circled in our searches. Couple of foundations and something we were really looking at, ING medical technology. But now something, and we had, what did we had computational biology. We had we ended up finding bioelectronics, which was some interesting stuff if some of you saw it. But now this gross national income, and I want to go back to ING group. All right. Because the ING Group is a Dutch multinational banking and financial services corporation headquartered in Amsterdam. Its primary businesses are retail banking, direct banking, commercial banking, investment banking, and asset management. I'm reading off Wikipedia. Yeah. But we had these before, guys. There's a link in a previous video, and it said technology is written into, said something about technology being in ING's DNA. and it was this, that Dutch bank. So a lot of this search, no matter where you're at or what category you're in, deals with technology and finance. Few exceptions. I mean, even your genetic stuff, you're going to have some of these technology companies, computational biology. This bank is invested in who knows who and who knows what. So at this point, guys, oh, I already have circled them, but I didn't circle them for that reason. Oh, I circled them just now before the video because I forgot. I didn't forget. I told you I was having a hard time figuring out how to do this video, but here, ing group, and now we want to circle them. All right, excuse my fumbling around there, but now we want to look at ing group, and we're going to run our numbers against those guys, because now I'm really looking at those guys as using the quantum as a potential quantum network user. Pretty much everything here could come back to them. They're an investment bank, and like I said, who knows what they're invested in and who they're invested in. Now, real quick, I'm making this video long, but I thought it was important to hit those points. I'm going to go through translations because I did hit translations, and I thought it was interesting because your first two translations, and I was, typing the letters in, and I wasn't getting anything, and the first two words that I got were NIS, which is start in Albanian, and NIH, which is here in Indonesian. Start here. I mean, to me, that was interesting and a little bit ironic. So then you had GEH, which ends up being go in German. You have GE, which ends up being give in Swedish. INSH ends up being inch in Arabic. INE ends up being other in Slavic. INESH ends up being you go in Bulgarian. GES is given in Swedish. NES is because in Lithuanian. NE is born in French. NEI is in Italian. NEIS is in these. And I didn't write the language down. My bad. Let's see. I know we're running this longer than I wanted to, but let's just, and I said, NEIS ended up being in these in Estonian. All right, Estonian, guys. So NEIS is in these in Estonian. Got it. So, in these, then NEISG is snowfish in Scots Gaelic. And GIEH is honor in Maltese. GIH is bro in Indonesian, sounding like a personal message of some sort. EHE is marriage in German. Now, we've had marriage come up before in another translation. My fiance pointed out. EHI ends up being hey in Italian. HIN ends up being down in German. SHI ends up being yes in Chinese. NEGI ends up being nothing in Lithuanian. And NESH ends up being us in Albanian. NEGH ends up being succeeded in Arabic. And NIEG ends up being snow in Polish. Then you have hinge, she, he, and sing that I see right off the top of my head. Jin is also in there. Sin is also in there. So yeah, there's she. Yeah, I think I mentioned that. So yeah, there's some stuff in there. So you end up having start, here, go, give, inch, other, you go, given because born in these snowfish. I didn't even know that was a thing, all one word. Marriage, hay, down, yes, nothing, us, succeeded, snow, hinge, she, he, sing, gin. So that, and a lot of the time, we're looking for key phrases to Google search in that, and when my fiance gets a minute, I'm sure she'll look at it and see if she can find anything. Sometimes we get lucky, like give the money to your stone. But that's going to be it for this. That wraps up random hits and translations and covers a few other points. And now we have a new quantum network user to really, really look hard at. And that's another thing I wanted to point out. We go through all these categories. We run these things through the ringers because we don't know where the important information is going to. We don't. It's all important, but we don't know where the key information is going to come from. It could come in random hits, like it just did here. Could be what pieces a puzzle together. It could be translations that piece the puzzle together. The puzzle piece together, I should say. I mean, each one is a little puzzle within a giant puzzle, all right? We're putting the pieces together here. That's what we're doing. And we're drawing links and connections between the effects. We're showing a pattern, which can be proven, which provides evidence that the effects, at least that we've decoded so far, are linked in some way. At the very least, they're linked through these decodes. All right. So those of you who are following along, that's pretty cool and interesting stuff, I think, and we think here, because this literally proves a pattern and a connection, and it could be argued to be a coincidence, but then that becomes something that somebody would have to go prove that it was a coincidence. It's a thing. But yeah, we will get the numbers out. Sorry to run this long. I know views are down as it is, but this one was an interesting one, and we will get out. Now we're through the letters, so now we will put numerological numbers to these, and we will run those through the ringers, and then we will put our binary code that we stumbled onto that seems to be a layer of the code, and we will run that through the ringers. Oh, by the way, we'll run the numerological numbers against who we have as potential quantum network users and see if we can pin down a quantum network user as well and see how the pattern goes as we go through these numbers. But then we'll do our binary code and run that. But we won't run our binary code against the quantum network users. We said we weren't going to do that anymore, and we're not. And then we will run regular binary code, which in this case, we may end up having to split them up because that regular binary code is 7 letters a word. And I really don't know how that was. We'll try to run it as one code, but that's going to be a huge code. So that regular binary might have to be broke up itself into, ing and she and like we did, or sh, like we did before, kind of. I don't know how that's going to work, but we'll find out. So that's going to be it for now, guys. Thanks for all your thumbs up, thumbs down. Thanks for all your comments, leads, feedback, and subscriptions. Thanks for your participation, guys. We really appreciate it. We really appreciate those who are following along. It makes us feel like we're not just doing this merely as recording data. An easy go back for us to go look at, basically. It's nice to be able to provide answers for other people as well as ourselves. So that was our goal to begin with. So that's going to be it, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. And for now, you guys have a great rest of your day.